Hello friends, in this video we will talk about the next asymptotic notation, which is nothing but big omega notation. Okay, so this is corresponding to asymptotic lower bound. So as you can see that the function is our function f is bounded below by this particular constant multiplier of g of n. So in other words, value of f after certain point, let's say after n naught, value of f will be always greater than c times g of n. In other words, value of f will be at least c times g of n after n naught for all values of n. So that is the idea of this omega notation. Again, if you compare this with our previous notation theta, then you can see that this particular line is missing. In other words, we are saying that the value of function f will be at least this much, right? So if you try to summarize this in notation, then the idea is this theta notation. The very first notation is generally used for average runtime analysis of algorithms. Then the next notation BQ is useful for worst case analysis because it gives us asymptotic upper bound. And if we talk about big omega, then this particular notation is useful for base case analysis, because here we are saying that at least this much time, so that means it's corresponding to base case. And the main difference between all these three is, if we consider this two, then these two are applicable for all inputs. Theta is not applicable to all inputs since it's corresponding to average case analysis. So it's like saying, if you, so this will become more clear when we take one example. But before that, let's try to understand this definition and take a few examples. So the idea is, again, we need to find out two values c and n naught such that this particular relation is true. 0 is less than or equal to c times g of n less than or equal to f of n. So let me take one function. So let's say f a of n, let's say 5n cube plus 6n plus 7, let's say. And straight away we can write like this: 5n cube is less than or equal to 5n cube plus 6n plus 7. And now if you see the definition, then we have already established, since this particular, we can say that our claim was to show that this particular function fa of n belongs to big omega of n cube. And now we have shown that 5 times g of n is nothing but less than or equal to f of n. So we can say that c is equal to 5 and n naught is equal to 1. Now if you notice here, then instead of writing like this, we can also write like this: 4n cube is less than or equal, strictly less than 5n cube plus 6n plus 7, right? For all values of n greater than or equal to 1. So in that particular case, we can say that value of c is equal to 4 and n naught is equal to 1. So as you can see, there are multiple possible values of c, right? So here we are getting c is equal to 4, 5, but we can also write c is equal to 4 or c is equal to 3. So it doesn't matter. All you need to show is just one valid choice of c and n naught, and then you are done. So now let me take one example, small example. So let's say I want to analyze insertion sort. I guess all of you know about insertion sort. If you don't, then I request you to watch my previous tutorial. Now let's say after analyzing insertion sort, we will do this formally afterwards, but let me write it down in order to distinguish between these three asymptotic notations. So if we analyze this insertion sort, then on an average we will get these results. So this is corresponding to my theta notation. It's theta of n square. On an average it will do n square number of comparisons. If we talk about big O notation, so in the worst case, if my input is reverse sorted, then it will take order of n square number of comparisons. And in the best case, if my input is already sorted, then it will take n comparisons, right? So now we are doing analysis of insertion sort, and if you consider any input So with respect to insertion sort, if you consider any input, then for that particular input we can say that at least n number of comparisons are required, and at most n square number of comparisons are required. So hence we can say that these two notations, big O and big omega, these two are corresponding to all the inputs. But now if I try to do the same thing, if I try to make a similar statement for theta notation, then it's wrong, right? Because if I say that for all inputs, on an average my number of comparisons will be order n square, then it's wrong, because there are some input. For example, if my input is salted, then I'm doing only n number of comparisons, right? So therefore this particular theta notation is for average case analysis, and it's not applicable for all the inputs. So generally whenever we analyze algorithms, then we will usually focus on worst case analysis. So therefore this particular big O notation is relatively more important as compared to theta and omega. Thank you. So, subscribe to my channel for more videos. In the next video, I will talk about an alternative interesting definition of all these three asymptotic notations. Thank you.